I don't normally do YouTube reviews. I've reviewed some of Peak's machines for them and for like on Painful Pleasures. We just got this new machine from China that I think really deserves a lot more attention than what it's getting. You're probably going to hear and see a lot more of this pen in the future. It's called the Ai-tenitas. It is their Prophet machine. It was actually, on the box it shows here, it was the Red Dot Design Award winner of 2022. I believe they also told me, I think it was the IF award that this machine also won for design. I'm not familiar with the different awards that are out there for tech, but from a quick Google search, those are actually, they're fairly prestigious awards to be able to get for an electronic device, let alone a tattoo machine. Their packaging is great. Comes in a nice solid box. Took me about 2 weeks to get it from China. I did buy this pen myself. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not getting any benefits from this review at all. I just think that there needs to be more information out there about this pen. Let me show you some of what it comes with. Of course, you get the pen. They send you a wireless charger for the batteries. This has kind of a bayonet style locking system on the top. It uses the rechargeable 18500 batteries. I believe these are same batteries that the Cheyenne uses. I've actually got a Cheyenne over here, and yeah, the batteries are identical. It's got little arrows that you line up, and that's what locks it into place. I think it's a really cool feature. I don't know that it's an absolute necessity, but they send you this hard case. And the nice thing about this hard case is it's also a UV sterilizer. You can buy the case on its own, but to store your pen in here, yeah, I mean, you stick your pen in. It has to be plugged in to run, but you hold the little power button there. It'll show you that it's running, and it's currently got some UV sterilization goes on. The cycle runs for 3 minutes. I didn't see anything on their website about the actual efficacy of the sterilization, but I know UV sterilization is a popular way to sterilize. So of course I don't want to open this and get the UV light in my eyes, but the one nice thing is that this isn't just dependent to this pen. If you want to stick any of the other pins or any of the other grips in this, it'll work for them as well. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's something we've not seen in tattooing, and I think it's a really cool feature. I have found out if you unplug it, it will shut that cycle off, so you don't have to sit and wait on it. Let's get to the pen and some of its features. I'm gonna do a long hold here on the top. This top button is clicky. It's not like touch sensitive or anything, but that's where all your information's on. It's on that kind of beveled angle, so it's easy to see. That touch button and this little slider button are the only two functions that you have to mess with on this machine. Size wise, you can see here it's about the same as the Cheyenne Unlimited. This is the 4.0. The Bishop wands with a critical battery pack, about the same size, about the same weight. Ink Machine's new Cobra's a little bit shorter. Cobra's a little heavier. It's the performance of this machine that's why I decided I wanted to make a review for this company. This has a brushless Faulhaber motor in it. We're used to these motors from like the Bishop wands. So we know that these German motors are great, and the brushless motors are basically controlled by whatever they've programmed the chip in it to run that machine. So you can have a Faulhaber motor and have two different companies programming it differently, and it's going to run based on how they've set it up. This machine has an efficient mode and a flexible mode. The flexible mode is sort of like the ink machines, and I think Aitenitas pen right now. It's made so when you set it to run at say 110 cycles per second, it's going to maintain that power no matter what resistance you're hitting. The other mode would be what we've all heard in the last few years with tattooing is the give that a machine gets, that it mimics a coil machine. That's their efficient mode. The one thing I noticed different on this pen, I'll show you here in a little bit when I go to use it. It has to be the most effective give that I've used on a machine. I've used the FK machines. Wasn't a huge fan of their give system. The Cheyennes aren't bad. You know, I got used to them. The ink machines Cobra, it has a pretty nice feel to it. This machine just altogether has a much better feel to me. It's easier to shade with, I found. It will hit just about as soft as my Rook does, and the Rook is probably the softest hitting pen I've ever used. The app that comes with this is also just, I've not even explored all the different options that this app gives you. Let's go ahead and flip it around here so you can see if you can see some of this that we're doing here. We have our pen connected, and I'm going to click to do some work here. Actually, yeah, there we go. Let's start a new one. Without using the machine, it's got this wheel here that can adjust your voltage. The biggest thing for me is this machine lets me have presets, and I love having preset settings. When I come in here, my flexible mode, I've got a voltage set for fine lining, for bold lining, for stipple shading. For efficient mode, I've got shading, slower shading, and my fastest shading. So that's just how I've set mine up. But back from this screen, I can just go to, here I'm on my efficient mode. So if I want to do just regular shading, I slide that up to shading. It's already sent my settings to the pen. It's good to go. I can tap that button back. I want to go to my lining. Click that up for fine lining. It turns me over to my fine lining settings. And I mean, really just that simple with a click of the button. And having those preset settings for me is huge. That saves so much time, and that I don't have to keep coming up here to my machine and adjusting it. I can do it right on here. Some of the other options that you get on this are, it's just almost endless. Your lighting, the LED lights that are around here, you can change all of these for while your machine is working, while it's paused. Right now I've got mine set so if my battery drops to less than 20%, it's going to turn red. As soon as it gets less than 10%, I think I've got it set to turn yellow. It's got some other options that changes how it's going to look on your machine. Of course, these are all cosmetic, but I mean, there's just unlimited amount of options for that. Firmware updates, you're going to get your firmware updates right through here. One of the things that they are real big on is your customer mode, where you're able to put in your customer You can have their tattoo design already built into it. You could have saw on that screen here that you get a little cash icon down here. So like if you want to charge $150 an hour or whatever for that tattoo, it's going to show up right here. You can also import your design right here on your screen too, so you can look and see what you're tattooing without having to swap back and forth to Procreate or whatever. It's all just right here. So so far using this pen, I've just been really impressed with it. I do have a rubber grip thrown on here just because I thought the grip was a little small and kind of slick. So even with it all wrapped up with cohesive and stuff, I liked it a little better. So I put the rubber on there. Okay, so right now I have my app setting for my fine liner. This is a 3-round liner that I've got here. I'm going to go ahead and set my needle depth here. So we'll see here with the 3-round liner. This is on their flexible mode. So you're going to have consistent power to that needle. So you can see it lines with the fine liner just fine. I'm going to swap this over. This is an 18-round shader. And I'm going to change my app here. This is off screen, but you can see that it's pushed me up to 7.8 volts to run a little bit faster to push a much thicker line. But again, this is still on their flexible mode where we're maintaining power. So we're going to come in here with this 18-round line or 18-round shader. And you can see, I mean, that's pushing 18 needles in a pretty consistent line. I'm going to show you the shading now. This is going to switch to their efficient mode. This is their give that they offer that I find I think it's easier to shade with their give system than it is on any of these other machines. I'm just going to go for solid black right now. We're just going to do something basic like a circle here. So we'll do some color packing. Color pack this edge here and then we'll blend it out. And this is running at, you're at 6.8 volts right now. So now we'll just start to shade out this other side of the circle. And you can see it's just, yeah, this is fake skin, but for the tattoos that I've done with this shades just as easily as just about possible. I mean, here, this is my fast shading setting, so this pushed it up to 7.4. We'll just do some quick shading here just to show you that it has a really nice feel to it. I mean, you can feel that give that I don't necessarily feel that with these other machines like this Cheyenne. It's just got a different feel to it, and it's very soft. And it you can just feel how it hits the skin is very soft. So yeah, I've liked everything about this pen so far. I've really not found a whole lot bad with it. I would recommend that you pick one up and try it.